Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. One of the biggest fears of any Hellcat owner is getting their car stolen. And one of the most common ways to do so is by accessing the neutral strap, which is located right next to the shift knob. By removing this little bin here, you're able to access the neutral strap. By pulling it out, they're able to put the car in neutral without ever turning it on, rolling the car out without you even knowing. A second method involves using your VIN number to create a key and starting your car that way. And all they need to do is just walk up to your car and your VIN is visible to everybody. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to keep your Hellcat safe. So I'm going to show you how to install a neutral plate cover and how to keep your VIN number hidden. I bought both my covers from Destroyer 1320. He is very known here on YouTube for creating TDS products, and this is actually my first time purchasing from him, so I'll leave the link down below. But basically, we're gonna install this plate cover right over the neutral strap to prevent thieves from pulling the strap and putting your car in neutral. So let's go over a few of the tools that you are going to need. This specific project, you're going to need a pry tool. I have two here just to kind of help me pull out this black trim piece. You're going to need an 8mm socket with a swivel, an extension, and a ratchet, because let me tell you, that corner is going to be a pain, but you'll see what I mean in just a second. You're also going to need a screwdriver with a T25 and an extension if your screwdriver is tiny. By using your pry tool, you're actually going to take off this trim and you're going to wedge it between this chrome piece and this black piece. So this black piece is what you need to pull off. There are also 5 clips, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one's going to be up in this corner that you're going to need to pull up. Now I understand why nobody was showing this part. So I removed the bin that was here so that way I'm able to stick my hand underneath here for leverage. And what I did was I first started off here to pick up this clip here. Then I kind of worked my way over to this side, again using underneath to give me a little bit of leverage so that way I can prop this side up. And to get this clip right here, I was able to kind of put this in diagonally so that way I wouldn't damage this clip here. And now I have 3 up. So let's finish the job here. I know that some other people were saying that this clip right here was probably the most difficult, so I'm hoping that we can kind of pick this up somehow without damaging anything. So let's see if maybe this side might help. Again, I'm trying not to damage the trim piece. Oh, that sounded good. Good. And let's try and scoot this over here. To get this last one out. Leveraging maybe here. Yeah. You know what? What if we leave this guy in here and grab a second one to go the other side? Yay! We did it! Now we're able to pick this up. Oh, that's good. Okay. The next thing that you need to do is disconnect these wires by pulling out this clip here. It is going to be a little bit of a struggle to pull this out, but what I did was I pressed underneath here to kind of loosen it, and only this bottom piece that has a little blue dot on there, I didn't put that, that was already there. And then this piece is actually going to come out, but you can see underneath it, that's where the clip is. So you're just going to have to feel around for that and use 2 hands to just pull it out. And then you might want to put this off to the side because it has a habit, you see that? It has a habit of wanting to go underneath. So I kind of just propped it somewhere in here into the shift knob since I'm not going to be moving, so that way you don't forget where it's at. Now there is actually a screw right here that you need to loosen up so that way you're able to get to the neutral strap. And this right here is actually going to be a T25. Is that, there we go. Focus on me. There we go. A T25. So let's loosen that up real quick. Now be careful because that might fall. So just make sure to get a good grip on that before you drop it and then put it off to the side. So let me put this, put the phone down so that way I'm able to do that. Being very careful not to drop the screw. So I'm actually using my fingers underneath to hold the screwdriver steady and grab the screw. So, oh, there we go. Ta-da! Don't lose this. Now we are able to just wiggle that out. We're able to see the neutral strap here, and what you're going to need to do next is remove this screw here and this screw here. You're going to need an 8mm socket, an extension, and a ratchet. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. How that goes. There we go. First one out. Now to get to the second bolt, you're going to need to also add a swivel because it is a little difficult in that corner. Again, I like to use the tool to loosen it as much as I can, and just to be careful not to drop it, I will finish removing it with my hand. The last thing we need is to be dropping anything in here that doesn't need to be rattling, because if there's one thing I hate the most is something rattling in the car. Ta-da! Put it in the cup holder so you don't lose them. When you purchase this kit, it does also come with its own tamper-proof screws and a bit. And when you install this piece, you're also going to need to pay attention to what direction it needs to face. So you're going to put that right on top. And you have a couple different options here. You can use the screws that came with the kit, the screws that you just finished taking out of the car, or you can buy your own tamper-proof screws for additional security. So I'm going to go ahead and use the screws that actually came in with this kit. Please do not judge me, but you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to start with putting the top one in first. All right, so I don't want to screw it in all the way yet, just so that way I can tighten them both evenly. Now that you have your neutral plate cover installed, you're going to put your shift knob back in place and screw this back in as well. Again, I just like to hand tighten just so that way I don't drop it. There we go. Don't forget to plug the cord back in. Remember that earlier we had this blue dot facing up, so that's exactly how we're going to install it. There we go. Now we can shimmy this down and pop this in. Look how beautiful that cover looks. Now the final piece is to put this back, and you can't even tell. To make sure that the shift knob is connected correctly, let's turn on the car. Sounds pretty. Give her a second. Oh God, the beep's on. Let's go forward just a little bit, and let's put her in park. As I mentioned earlier, another common method to steal your car is by using your VIN number to create another key and starting that car that way. So let me show you real quick how to install this VIN cover. And for reference, your VIN number is located on the driver's side of the windshield, and you can see the little Challenger right there. And here is where your VIN number is going to be located. One side does have more felt than the other, so I want to use the side that has the most felt to slide between the trim and the windshield. Now, I like to slide it in place as much as I can, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that you cover the number completely. So you want to go on the outside to make sure that the VIN number is completely covered by this. So let's go do that real quick. So here on the outside, here's the Challenger that I was showing you from the inside. Here is where your VIN number would have been visible, and this right here is the VIN cover. So you want to make sure you push it in all the way so that way all the numbers are completely covered. Now that you have the VIN cover in place, it's going to be a little bit sturdy when you first push it in. And the good thing about that is that it's not going to rattle when it's up against the windshield. Yes, it's probably going to dent that trim piece a little bit, but at least it beats hearing the rattle and that sliding out of place. The reason why I don't want to push the VIN cover all the way down is because I still want to be able to reach it from over the steering wheel in case I ever need to remove it when I get pulled over. Now, I have been pulled over a few times and I had the VIN cover on and none of the officers noticed. Then again, I also don't give them a reason to verify the VIN number, so that's never really been an issue for me. But you just never know when a cop is going to give you a hard time, so that's why you want to be able to still reach over and remove it as quickly as possible. I know that these covers can be removed, but thieves want an easy target. So by hiding your VIN and putting a cover on your neutral strap, you're preventing thieves access to both of those methods. Now, let's say somebody comes up to your car and they see that you have a VIN cover on. Now, they might assume that you have other anti-theft methods in the car and just leave your car alone. Now, let's say they actually do get into your car. Now, they're all excited because they're planning to push the car out, but they see that you actually have your neutral strap already covered with the plate. That means that they're going to take a few extra minutes trying to remove that, and they might actually walk away at that point. So the goal is to make it more time consuming for them to steal your car, because the more time they spent trying to steal it means the increased risk of somebody else seeing them. So if you found this video interesting or even slightly entertaining, please subscribe and help your girl get 1,000 subscribers. And I want to thank the 600 people that already subbed. I thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you again for watching. Drive safe. Bye!